सत श्री अकाल दोस्तों, मैं ਹਾਂ ਜੈਸਮਾ ਸਿੰਘ ਰੋਜ਼ਾਨਾ ਸਪੋਕਸਮੈਨ ਤੋਂ ਤੇ ਮੈਂ ਅੱਜ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆਈ ਹਾਂ ਹੋਟਲ ਲਲਿਤ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ, ਜਿੱਥੇ ਹੋ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ ਇੰਡੀਆ ਦਾ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਵੱਡਾ HR Conclave 2024 ਤੇ ਅੱਜ ਮੈਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਇੱਥੇ ਰੂਬਰੂ ਕਰਾਵਾਂਗੀ ਇੰਡੀਆ ਦੇ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਜਾਣੇ ਮਾਣੇ HR ਆਫੀਸ਼ੀਅਲਸ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਤੇ PhD ਚੈਂਬਰਸ ਜੋ ਇੱਥੇ ਆਰਗੇਨਾਈਜ਼ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ ਇਹ ਇਵੈਂਟ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਹਾਇਰ ਆਫੀਸ਼ੀਅਲਸ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਤੇ ਮੈਂ ਤੇ ਮੇਰੀ ਟੀਮ ਕਰਿਸ਼ਮਾ ਤੇ ਮਨੀਸ਼ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਚੱਲਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਅੱਜ ਦੇ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਵੱਡੇ ਕਨਕਲੇਵ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ HR Conclave 2024 here we come ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਨੇ ਦੀਪਿਕਾ ਜੀ जो आज इस इवेंट को होस्ट करने वाले ने so Deepika how are you feeling are you excited
hello good evening शबा खैर चंडीगढ़ वालों की दा मज़ा आ रहा है so आज ये जो event है which is the most recognized event by the PhD CCI that is the HR Conclave 2024 where we recognize the best of the HR practices तो आज हम आपकी टीम से यहाँ पे मिल रहे हैं and I'm the host for the today's event so it actually builds on excitement and also कि अब क्या होने वाले next event highlights are so much to take it forward. There are knowledge sharing sessions by the speakers and there are such more HR recognition awards that they are having for the first time and it's one of the epic in the northern region where there are so many categories and there have been 11 eminent jury members who have decided these awards. So
that's great.
It is
that's
a prestigious
wonderful.
gathering and we are all excited for today's event.
Yes. So all the best.
Yes, thank you very much.
Take it up
it's
now
my
from
honor
here.
and privilege to host everyone across the industry.
Mr. Naveen Seth, TSG, PhD CCI, to come up on stage.
Thank you very much, and on behalf of PhD Chamber of Commerce and Industry, I welcome you all for this important event on the HR sector because without the human resources, nothing is possible. So we all are here. I think we have been a lot of deliberations here, and somehow we will be coming out with new ideas, which we will be sharing with that, and in the end, we will be preparing a report which we will be sharing with all of you, so that we can come back next year with some new ideas. Take this further, I would like to invite Shri Madhusudan Bedji, the chair of the Chandigarh chapter of PhD Chamber of Commerce and Industry, to give his welcome address.
Mr. Ashish Big, IR and HR Committee, PhD CCI, Mr. Praveen Gupta, MD, Pre-Mass Life Sciences, Mr. Sanjeev Sethi, Co-Chair, Punjab Chapter, PhD CCI, Mr. Rajneesh Singh, Chair, Regional HR Committee, PhD CCI, CEO, Simply Group, Mr. Naveen Seth, DST, PhD Chamber of Commerce, Honorable Jury for HR Excellence Recognition, eminent speakers, ladies and gentlemen. A warm welcome to each one of you to the HR Conclave and the HR Excellence Recognition Ceremony. It is indeed an honor to stand before such an illustrious gathering of HR professionals, industry leaders, with new perspectives to tackle the challenges and serve and seize the opportunities that lie ahead. As we recognize and honor the outstanding achievements in HR excellence, let us remember that these recognitions are not just testaments to individuals or organizational success, but a celebration of collective effort, dedication and passion that drives our profession. The awardees today have set benchmarks of excellence and have raised the bar for all of us. I encourage everyone to engage actively, share your thoughts and take full advantage of this gathering. Let us learn from each other, build lasting connections and live with renewed enthusiasm to make a difference in our respective roles. Thank you for being here, for your unwavering commitment to advancing the field of human resources. Let us embark this journey of excellence together. Welcome once again and let's make this event a memorable and enriching experience. Thank you all.
Is where we came up with this brilliant idea of why not recognize HR teams of this upper north region. And that's where the whole idea came which is what is going to unfold today evening. So I'm terribly, terribly happy. We got to really put together a wonderful jury, which in this month, over the last 2 weeks, have actually gone through sessions, presentations by many of you sitting in this hall, who are all vying for these recognitions. I'm so happy, really, for everybody's gunning for that little recognition. It's so important that the teams get recognized. End of the day, the whole story is about a team. An individual can be as good as he can be or she can be. But if he or she doesn't have a team behind it, not going to work. So I think it is very, very important in the way the awards happen in the country, we want it to be very different. It was not about individuals, this is about teams. So this evening, let's celebrate HR teams in this region. So big hand to everybody present in this audience.
पहले तो मैं ये कहना चाहूँगा कि इतनी सारी लेडीज को देख के बहुत इंकरेजिंग हो रही है कि HR में इतना अच्छा प्रेजेंस है नारी शक्ति का, एंड which is very, very encouraging and very promising of the days in future. Second thing which I said last time also, I think Rajneesh may remember, मैं इस पे ड्वेल नहीं करूँगा, फूड ऑफ थॉट आप लोगों के लिए दूंगा। हम जब भी इस किस्म के सेमिनार्स करते हैं, बहुत अच्छी चर्चा, डेलिब्रेशन होती है, हम अपनी रिपोर्ट्स आगे बना के देते हैं। समहाउ कैजुअल वर्कर रह जाता है, जबकि हमारे देश में कैजुअल वर्कर की तादाद बहुत ज़्यादा है। ये मेरे दिल के करीब है, बिकॉज आई बिलोंग टू द कंस्ट्रक्शन इंडस्ट्री एंड दैट इज वेयर वी हैव all casual workers. It will not be a bad idea if people can think about it, how we uplift them. क्योंकि हम जितनी बातें करेंगे आज भी, वो सारी की सारी ऑर्गेनाइज्ड सेक्टर की बातें करेंगे। तो इसको भी ज़रूर सोचिएगा कि हम उस तबके के बारे में क्यों नहीं बात करते और हम कैसे उसको ऊपर करें।
So you must be wondering, then why is you and me? It's that 0.011% diversity or difference which makes you, which makes me. And this is so beautiful because nature has created this diversity, this difference to preserve the human race. If you were all same, assuming all our DNA sequences were same, one pandemic, you would have been wiped out. One event, you would have been wiped out. So nature has kept diversity in the nature to make sure that life survives.
They can't be too many. I think it is a very inherent fact that ladies are more sensitive, they are more emotional, they are able to handle things in a better way. And you also gave a shairi about something कि तीर भी चलाना है और पंछी को भी नहीं मारना है. So I guess it's quite clear that how they have to enforce strict discipline also in the company, and at the same time maintain a very good model-friendly relationship with everyone, which is a tough job to do, and great. So also I'd like to now thank our sponsors and partners for this, and a big thank to all of you for being here to make this event good. I'm really looking forward to the event. The further sessions, we have 3 sessions coming up next. Promise to be interesting. Thank you very much.
So moving next, the next speaker that we have for today's session is Miss Harleen Kaur. She's quite active in the HR events, and I'm a big fan of yours. Has been a renowned speaker from ages, and ever since we captured this program last year also, it was actually in the wish list to announce your name on stage. So welcome.
Many of the businesses could not, stand back on the field. Many small, organizations, medium MSMEs, etc. They couldn't survive and couldn't come back. And the disruption has not only happened because of the COVID, it has happened because, there are many other factors which has impacted the businesses, the organizations, the competition, or the way things happen in the economy. So friends, I think the important thing is that in today's world, money is probably not building the businesses. The change of the drivers of the running businesses have changed. And as we say, it might sound cliche that business, that we build business. No, we build talent, and the talent is build the businesses. So I think with this, in my experience, I have experienced 4 things which are very important, which I have experienced in my career, till now, that how I have coped up or how I have helped the organizations to kind of, dealt with this complexity, dealt with this, changing world, dealt with this kind of environment which we are, every day, which is at the fast-paced changing. So the first thing is, which I would say is that I normally call it nurturing potential, but I think it is taking bet on people. I think that is the most important thing which I would like to highlight here, and that's my way of managing the talent. And when I'm saying taking bet on people, I think it is very important as leaders that we because most of the time, and 9 of the times, if you bet on the right people, they will deliver, and they will prove to be the right talent to take out the businesses, to take on the leadership role, etc. So I'll give you a small example that who would have thought that Dhoni will become the captain of the Indian cricket team in 2007.
So I hope there was a genome test that we could also use. Going to Dr. Gupta's point about if we could find a way to identify what employees wanted, right? How could we manage talent? We'd all have taken and grabbed that test or the magic pill. But in the absence of that, as I was gathering my thought on this topic, I couldn't help but wonder about the rapid changes that's happening in today's environment, about how the work is both viewed as well as performed. Right? Given the job flexibility, given the multi-generational workforce, given all of the hybrid, remote, and different work modes that we have today, and the shift that the pandemic has caused in the way we look at work itself. So for me, as an HR professional, this is really the age where human intelligence and artificial intelligence coexist. Right? We have to join hands with technology, we have to adapt technology to bring about the most optimized workforce solution.
And the team member feels heard. The voice of an employee, the voice which can be heard in an organization, believe me, it's a great feel-good factor. Don't you agree? So these are very simple things which I wanted to say, and practically we've implemented, we've seen it works wonders. Any problem should be sorted with the team, right from the ground level to the manager, because the kind of ideas you'll get, innovative ideas, will make a lot of difference. Thank you.
Thank you, Aditi. So if I have to summarize, you can understand how angry I have been, and I'm a Bihari also. So it added, okay. But कुछ निकाला नहीं मुंह से, सोचा, सुना. And the next day again I went to him and I asked him, why did you not put me in the assessment center? And he was kind enough to make me understand that you're still not ready. There are few aspects in your personality which needs certain kind of polishing and some more stability and maturity, which I feel that after 6 months, more likely you'll be there. And then I want to put. And I being an HR head or CHRO, if I put you in the assessment center and you fail, it shows poorly on me also. And I realized that you are saying the truth, though obviously it was very a bitter pill to swallow, but I waited. And then again in April next year, I was put to the assessment center where I had the COO and CFO who interviewed me. And after interview, he came to these 2 gentlemen, the CFO came to my boss and says that, why did you put him to the assessment center? He was a slam dunk case. So if that maturity of your managers explaining, identifying is not there, and then people also not responding to what their managers are saying or the organization is saying. Because individually when you look at it, everything will look like यार ये तो मेरे लिए कुछ कर ही नहीं रहे, यहाँ सब छोड़ के चले जाना चाहिए, यहाँ तो कुछ रखा ही हुआ नहीं है. But if you look at their digital natives, right? They are born with social media, mobile, connected, network. If you go around the world and look at all Gen Y and Gen Z, they will have the same slang, they'll wear the same t-shirt, they like the same singers, Coldplay, ye, wo, amazing characteristics. But then they are defined by their strong self-belief. They want the freedom. They don't want to work 5 days a week. And we were discussing also today. 5 days a week, तो मतलब आप 2 week में करोगे तो तीसरा week बीमारी हो जाओगे. Too hectic. बहुत ज़्यादा hard work करा रहे हैं. इतना late तक काम कराते हैं. But then they can deliver it for you.
That's my question. So how to do it? How to make them more, more authority?
The management fears that the people will leave and all the things.
Management feels that in case I give the authority to them, they will take a wrong decision. when काम होगा. So the fear of
आपने अपना brand ही ठीक से नहीं बेचा. उसमें लिखा हुआ है Met Life.
So that's fine. So no, I'm not coming from that perspective. I'm coming from
मतलब बातें ही बोलना चाहिए Met Life.
That's perfectly fine. So the way we sell is
So jokes apart, I think एक मेरे boss IT Kanpur 1983, he runs a business of almost 5,000 crores. So he says यथा राजा तथा प्रजा. So अगर ऊपर में fear है तो नीचे आएगा ही. And if the managers or the owners or the heads of the business, they are not able to hold that fear, why they are fearful is something that we'll have to find out. And businesses like you or health care and all, reverse engineering in terms of how you tie up with colleges or institutes from where you can get people coming in every 2 years, which can keep your costs down, the running costs down, and then fulfill your manpower needs because they're already half or 75% trained, can bring that fear down.
I think fear doesn't work. So a lot of times what happens is we've also done this. कि किसी ने थोड़ा सा hint दिया, oh I am तो going.
So the situation right now, I think, is very challenging for the managers because they're not really doing anything wrong, but it's the way they are and the way their team members are. So that balance is what is really hitting everyone.
Fair point, a very good point. And I think rather than organization, I think we have to go back to the colleges and how this transition can be, has to happen from campus to corporate. That need to be taught, and probably within the organization also we should also have to prepare ourselves that how we receive them. You are absolutely right, because manager को तो deliver भी करना है and then he has to develop also, so sometimes it becomes really challenging. Thank you so very much for all of you, and thank you, my co-panelists.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Naveen Seth, sir, please come on the stage. Come on, Chandigarhians, please. Once again, thank you everyone.
Thanks, Adele, for those insights. But yeah, while we're talking about the human element in HR, I hope with the advent of AI and job losses that people are scared, I hope we win the race against the bots, right? Because if there are bots and AIs all together, then there's no human in HR, right? So yeah, but I think, but see, the whole the objective when we like you pointed out, what we would also like to understand because Calm has been doing such fantastic work, in recruitment space for a certain industry. So how have you seen that recruitment space changing with the advent of tech and AI in a sense? As a business enabler, to a business driver, from being a business partner to an enabler and to a driver.
Yeah, there's just considerable change when it comes to the recruiter. Today, the recruiter is much more smarter. They look at a lot of other aspects in their candidate. They would like to view not one but many to choose that one. And this has actually drawn a lot of inferences and it has really helped companies like us to fine tune, to get to the core of our existence as well. So, in answering your question, it's very dynamic. A recruiter would require X type of person, a Y recruiter would require a Z type of person. So, it's very dynamic, but the essence is hiring, and that the essence is not lost. And when a job board like us, when you post a job on them or on us.
So how has HR evolved from your career span, from your organization, as a partner to an enabler to
Thanks. Am I audible? Yeah. So thanks, Vinny. I mean, I think first of all, I really would like to thank PhD CCI for this opportunity. So thank you very much. Good evening to everybody. And great segue, I think, into the conversation already. I mean, first of all, I just want to call out, I don't remember her name, the person who was announcing our profiles. I don't know your name. Please don't call me sir, I'm not knighted yet. Okay, so, yeah, so, I mean, just to give you the scale of HCL Tech, we are a 227,000 employee headcount spread across 60 countries globally. Okay, and we work with 160 plus nationalities. So I'm giving you these numbers because I want you to get a sense of the examples which I'm going to be giving and the contributions which HR is making in HCL Tech as a whole are all global, initiatives and programs. Of course, our base is higher in India, but we work like a global organization. Okay, so I think being an IT organization, it is we realize this fairly early that intertwining of technology and people has to happen. Okay, and it's that camaraderie is working really well.
Next, I would like to call Mr. Sanjay Sachdeva. So please, can we have a round of applause? HCL Tech as a sponsor. So it's an honor to actually host you for this gathering today.
What, as per you, is really leadership, and how do you really feel? Are the two things, gender and leadership, related to each other?
Very good evening, all. Thank you, firstly, PhD, CCI, and Jeff for the kind words. Leadership, now that I've seen both the defense and the corporate, to put it very simply, I read it somewhere in 3 words, is vision, direction, and support. Anybody who can fulfill all these 3 automatically becomes a leader. Right? In the army, we have a very, very famous credo, which every officer of the Indian Army knows, known as the Chetwood credo. Anybody here who's heard of it? The Chetwood credo? All right, it's a very simple credo given to all officers, which all officers swear by actually, is that it's always your country first, second the men you command, and your own ease, comfort and safety come last always and every time. Right? That is the basis for leadership in the army. So if you translate that to the corporate, again, it's your company or your vision first, right? Your own team, the people who are dependent upon you, they come next, and your own needs, comfort and safety come last always and every time. So for me, leadership has always been about that. And as far as whether it is your second question, I don't think in this entire definition did I mention male or female, or did I touch upon a gender. It is all current. Right? So if you do it, you are a leader.
Am I audible?
Yeah.
Okay. So let me start with one saying that is very close to my heart. Sheryl Sandberg, she stepped down as COO of Meta Platforms very recently, I think 2022 that is. And she says that leadership is the art of making others better by being who you are, right? As a result of your presence, and ensuring that the effect lasts in your absence. It is beautiful. Now just think of it. It brings in every tenet of leadership that you would have read over the years. There are so many theories on the internet, right? Making others better as a result of your presence and ensuring the effect lasts in your absence. It says it all. I think I have time to give you an example. I joined an IT firm, and the first thing that my boss asked me is to lay off a person in my team. And I tell her, I'm sorry, I'm not going to do that. And she says, why? I said, because that is your assessment of who that woman is. It's not mine. And if you're convinced, please go ahead and do that honors yourself. If you're asking me to do it, please give me a month to make that assessment, and then I'll come back to you. By the time I was done with her, she replaced me in my role when I moved on. She succeeded me in the very role when I moved on to another organization. And there were 3 department heads who were fighting to take that resource in their team. What happened? Wonderful. What happened? And the same was, by the way, she told me that please ensure that you put in a good word for me because I need somebody very strong in my team now that you're leaving. I think it's just about that. And for this, to do this, you really have to believe in people. You have to have empathy. You have to have the conviction. And for that, you don't need to be a man or a woman. And that answers your next question. Gender does not play a role in leadership.
I think they've already said everything about it, but I can just add to it. Passion and sacrifice. And I think Ajaydeep already mentioned the sacrifice part of it, that you come last. And in a corporate world, you must have the passion to do what you're doing and actually, do it well. And you actually have fun doing it. Because leadership is all about 24/7 engagement, mental. It is about having a vision. It is about, you have to enjoy it. There are long hours. There is a lot of sacrifice to it. You are going to miss your kids' birthdays if you're a leader. You are not going to get, so legally you will get a 6-month maternity leave. But if you're a true leader, you will not be comfortable taking it yourself. If you look at army, also my father was in the army. If you look at a general range of major general, lieutenant generals, you will realize that these are people who, despite being able to take leave, they have not taken leave. Because my father used to say that, if an organization, and he was a doctor, he said, if my hospital can run without me for 2 months or 3 months, then I am dispensable, then I'm not a leader. Then, the organization is a beast on its own. So what am I leading? Who am I leading? I need to be there. So yes, there will be, and to do all that, to be engaged 24/7, you need to enjoy what you're doing. It has to have meaning. It has to give you satisfaction at the end of the day, that all the work that you put in. Nobody can tell you, when you're in the shower, please think of your HR policies. Or when you're in the shower, think of your, what your client meeting is going to be like. It has to come naturally. Nobody can train you to do that. So once you have those characteristics, then, these are leadership characteristics.
Naveen sir, I'm going to also. How many of you think that, worrying will never ever? And I think for this HR recognition that we have today, it's recognizing the winners in the category of excellence in learning and development. So I would request the jury member team to please give the award to our teams. of certificates for the team members, so please do collect them.
तो अब जैसे इवेंट कंक्लूड हो गया है तो अब जानते हैं दीपिका से हमारा इवेंट आज का कैसा रहा. So over to Deepika. Come on Deepika, tell us how did the event go and did you have fun?
Absolutely, ma'am. So I think we started with a good response from the afternoon and it carried over to a memorable experience to each one of the speakers, eminent personalities who came across cities. So we had about 200 plus gatherings and there were eminent jury members, speakers and winning team sponsors. So I think everybody just had few keywords to actually say to this event. Some said awesome, some said engaging, some said joyful and some say that looking forward. So I think till we meet next, this was one of the best HR Conclave 2024 where we recognize the best HR practices, that too at Hotel Lalit in Chandigarh. And this is your host signing off, Deepika Mahajan, and thank you very much for actually capturing us and being as a digital partner for this particular prestigious event.
Thank you Deepika, thank you. And one thing that comes to my mind when I talk of HR Conclave 2024, excellence is the word. Excellence is the word for PhD chambers who came together to organize such a wonderful event. Thank you.